Welcome to B2B with Randy and Craig, where we speak to local entrepreneurs and learn about their journey. Welcome to B2B, where we discuss the rise, the falls,
and the kick in the...
No, Craig. I told you this is a family show. Hey, I'm Randy from Egress Pros, and I'm here with my main man, Craig, from That's a Wrap Productions.
And the champ is here.
All right. Today, we're here with Tibor Klein of Z-Jam. Welcome to the show this morning.
Thank you, fellas.
So first, we're going to come right out of the chute. We got to ask you, why waterproofing?
Everyone's basement is wet. It stinks. Mold.
Not when you have egress all the time, though. I just want to...
Well, yeah,
very good point.
you know, with the right products and the right people, you can get rid of the water. And
Well, thanks for coming in. No, you're 100% right. So tell us about really why tell us your story, how it became.
So, like you, I have a very entrepreneurial mind. During the pandemic, I was in the PPE business. I saw an opportunity. I grabbed
Craig, you know
it.
what PPE is?
No.
Yeah, it's not number one or number two. Personal protective equipment. So
Okay.
masks, gloves, goggles, gowns, sanitizer, you name it.
All the stuff during COVID. When you
Gotcha.
don't know what something is, you can ask people what it is.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, I reconnected with a lot of business people I've done business with over the years. A lot of friends from the past.
Everybody was out of business.
Yeah, and so we were looking for opportunity, and we found it. A friend of mine and I started a company, and it was a free-for-all. I've never experienced a business environment like that in my life. It was incredible financially. However, it was the most distrusting environment in business I've ever experienced.
So everybody thought that you were going to take money from them and not deliver the PPE product they were ordering.
Correct. There had to be proof of life, a product. If you were selling something, they had to come and inspect it, and pictures and video. I've never experienced anything like it.
What a wonderful time.
Right? However, through that time, I reconnected with some people from my past, and I ended up meeting the owner and inventor of this product, Basecrete.
Say it one more time. What is it called?
Basecrete.
Basecrete.
Like baseball and concrete. Basecrete.
Basecrete, Craig.
I like that.
Nice Jewish guy named Vito Mariano.
Ah, there you go. He was sitting over Shabbos dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we had pork chops for
Too much
Shabbos.
Manischewitz.
But anyway, one thing led to another, and I was also flipping houses, and when things during the pandemic, I just got haywire, and clearly I was wrong, but I felt like prices got too crazy. So after the last flip, I still had a relationship with the crew that did a tremendous amount of work for me in many facets, and in dialogue with Vito and other people that were involved, we decided we're going to use this product and test it to waterproof people's basements here in Long Island.
Let's back up a little bit. So what is Basecrete? I know it's waterproof because you've said that, but what is it?
So Basecrete is a cement-based product. It's two components, a liquid and a powder. The liquid looks like milk. Powder looks like just regular cement. The secret sauce is the liquid.
And does this come like already made, or when somebody purchases it,
they mix it themselves?
They mix it.
You got to mix it.
So it is DIY.
Yeah, absolutely. DIY friendly, contractor friendly, very easy to use product. Very forgiving, which is not a word you use often with building materials. You mix it wrong, you throw it in the garbage, you start all over again.
Right.
With Basecrete, there is no such thing as mix it wrong.
What do you mean?
Two components, you mix them together. If you mix a little too thick, just add a little bit more of the liquid. You mix too thin, add a little bit more of the...
That's what I need when I'm doing work like that.
Foolproof.
Right.
So, it is one of what's the show? Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Yeah,
right. So
this works.
This works.
Okay.
So anyway, we started, we said, all right, let's try this product out. And we were waterproofing people's basements here in Long Island.
This is during COVID you're talking about.
We started like at the tail end of COVID.
Right.
And had great success. Wonderful reviews. very easy to apply, very easy to use product.
What's the history with the product? How long has it been on the market? I mean, I've never heard of a product like this, a cement product. Well, I'm not telling the truth. I've heard it, but I want you to tell. Exactly.
So Vito has been in the pool business for decades. So this product's origins come in waterproofing pools and really things that hold any type of liquid, water. So a pool, a jacuzzi, a hot tub, a fountain, a lagoon.
Lagoon.
I would like a lagoon.
Listen, you keep doing this radio show, and
Put a lagoon in the back.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all you know. You have a lagoon.
You're gonna start a lagoon building
Like
business.
the Gilligan's Island lagoon.
There you go.
Sorry, so lagoons.
So anyway, you go to Florida, you go to any of the Moat aquarium facilities. Those are all waterproof with Basecrete.
Oh, really?
You go to Camelback out in Pennsylvania, all the water rides Basecrete.
So the product is watertight, and obviously, if it's being used with sea life and children and so forth, it must be.
So it checks a lot of boxes. It's eco-friendly. It's approved for contact with drinking water. It's odorless. It doesn't off-gas anything. So if you're working in a,
Unlike
let's
you.
say in a,
Yeah.
right, oh, here we go. And then we are in a confined space here. So let's keep that to a minimum, please. But if you're working in a confined space using Basecrete, you don't have to worry about breathing in toxins or chemical odors. It's odorless. It doesn't off-gas anything. It's actually fire rated, which is rare in this instance.
I'm into fire safety. We do egress.
Yes, I'm very well aware.
You always got to plug his egress.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, egress pros. They save lives.
Yes, 516-224-7576.
They have big win. He always has to do his sheet pop.
Anyway, sorry. This is about you.
Add another 10% to your home value, more daylight,
Fresh air,
peace
of mind. But it's not about me.
No,
Let's talk about you.
So he brings up a great point about the marketing aspect of it, right?
Yes.
Randy is known from Egress Pros, and everybody knows that Egress Pros has big windows,
Very
right?
big windows.
Amongst other big things.
Stop staring at his windows, okay?
You're making me very uncomfortable.
Now, me being the undisputed cinematography champion of the world, that's what I'm known for.
Are those like rims, like spinners?
Yeah, so each one is just like my Egress Pros comes off. I like to represent all the brands.
So you have like interchangeable spinners.
Oh, he doesn't fool around.
No, take this very seriously. Now, so for ZJM or Basecrete, do you have a slogan or a motto that you guys are known for?
So Basecrete's motto is mix it, apply it, done.
Okay.
Mix it,
Apply it, done.
I like
So me personally, ZJM doesn't have a motto. Maybe I should come up with one.
We're going
to work on that
Yeah.
right
Why
now.
is it ZJam? Tell them why it's ZJam.
Yeah.
So I'm very blessed with Zach, Julian, Ariella, and Mia. So my 4 kids' initials in that order are ZJam.
That is an awesome.
So that's how we came up with the name. Very original.
No, he really
but
struggled over that
It's
thing.
humanizing to know when a business is using their children within their company in whatever capacity, right? So
Unless they're working sweat,
Oh yeah, we don't sweat that one. No.
That you can't do.
So you have children, you have 4 of them, and you're running a business.
Yes.
My favorite question to ask is how do you balance, how do you juggle being an entrepreneur, because it's not easy,
No, definitely not.
and also being a father. So how do you maintain that
Just
balance?
so you know, when he asked what question he was going to ask, I thought he was going to ask, like, do you have a bag of gummy bears or something like that? I thought he was going to ask me something, but this is a better question. Go ahead.
So one sentence. God bless my wife.
Nice.
It's incredible the amount of stuff she juggles. I mean, between the 2 of us, we have
Are you going to make
3
us look
soccer
like schmucks?
players.
We haven't mentioned our wife one time in all these shows, and you're episode 8. All right. She sounds like a wonderful woman. Let's move on. Let's talk about, he's got a story, something you've never heard of. It's called Into the Blue. Tell us.
What's that?
Tell everybody what this is.
So this was a really cool experience. So somebody sent me an email saying, Basecrete's a really cool product. You really should, it should be in stores. You should try to, get it into retail. There's a contest. You should sign up. So I said, it's a waste of time. I tried, when I first started with Basecrete at the, very, very beginning, I tried every retailer, emails, phone calls, banging my head against the wall. Complete waste of time.
Well, it's hard. And the product has no goodwill.
Right. So I grew the product on the commercial side of the business, which we could talk about after, have had great success, incredible projects in Long Island and the boroughs with engineers and architects. But I got this, email that there's a contest to become a Lowe's supplier called Into the Blue. I said, okay, whatever, I'll sign up. So I filled it out. They ask you a bunch of questions. I submitted online. Honestly, I had no idea what the hell it was all about.
And remember, he said Lowe's.
Lowe's, yes.
The big guy.
Yes.
Big box store.
So 1,732 stores to be exact.
Wow.
Were you intimidated at all about...
So we'll talk about another part of my life later on, but a very, very good friend of mine, Mr. Boombastic, Shaggy.
Shaggy as in like...
Yes. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me, Shaggy.
Yes, it wasn't me, Shaggy.
No.
I thought you were about to go.
He told me that he's never met anybody in his life with thicker skin than me, which is true. Like, I'm not, I don't care. I'm not intimidated. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not scared.
No, but you know what you are? You are very well spoken when you deliver the product information. You are very well educated, and that's what makes a bigger difference.
Yes. I mean, listen, knowledge is power. And, people have said that about a million different things, and it's true about a million different things. Mm-hmm. So I signed up for this contest with Lowe's, Into the Blue. I filled this thing out. I sent it away and went about my day and week and months. And like 3 months later, I get an email saying, you've been selected to come present your product in person at the headquarters of Lowe's in Charlotte. Please RSVP.
Did you almost like delete it, like thinking it was spam?
No, I knew it wasn't, because I knew that I signed up for the contest.
Okay.
And but I was surprised to see it, because I kind of I forgot about I really forgot about it already.
Right.
It was like 3 months later.
Oh, okay.
And so I said, okay, I'll go. So I went down there, and again, not really knowing what this was all about, and I get to the headquarters, and it's a big thing. They got decorations. It's staffed out the wazoo.
How many people were you?
So I found out after the fact that about 6,000 people applied online. They selected about 300 to come present their products in person.
Wow.
And now when you're there, it's basically Shark Tank, but it's 4 rounds of Shark Tank. Round 1, you have 30 minutes, and you're talking to someone who, I guess, I don't want to call anybody lower level, but like a non-management person. I guess like they're trying
Just one person.
It was 3 or 4 people in the room. So, and they give you 30 minutes. So after about 10, 12 minutes, the guy said, enough, you're moving on to the next round. Here's your blue ticket. They have different colored tickets.
So they didn't even wait. They just like immediately, like, hey,
I told you, he presents beautifully.
Wow.
So on to the next one. Now you have 15 minutes. I went to the next one. Well, you know what? Let me backtrack. While I'm waiting to go do my presentation, because they give you a time and you got to wait for your time to go do your presentation. I'm a big guy for vets, for veterans. So Lowe's is incredible. I want to give them a shout out. Over 30,000 Lowe's employees are veterans.
Wow, that says a lot.
If you go into a Lowe's store and you see, they wear different color vests.
Yes.
So they have the red vests.
One, right.
Your regular employees, customer service, whatever. Then you have the blue, which are the merchandising people that place the products where they belong in the store. And then you have the camo vests. So they have blue and green camo. The camo vests are all veterans. So the thing with Lowe's, no matter where you go to the headquarters in their offices, they're doing an event, everyone's always wearing their vest.
Wow.
So I go out of my way to walk over to a camo vest to say thank you for your service.
Right.
So I'm waiting for my presentation, and they have a whole room set up with food and snacks and whatever. So I grab something to eat, and I see a guy across the room with a camo vest. So I walked across the room to, just to say thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And we started chatting it up a little bit. So I'm telling him about the product. And because it's a waterproofer, and really the only waterproofer that Lowe's sells in the store is Drylock, even though Drylock is really just paint.
Yeah, that's not really waterproof.
Nah, well, I won't knock the competition. I mean, I believe in if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything nice. But in this case, I won't say anything at all.
Right. Perfect. Move on.
But anyway, so, we're talking, and he says, I don't understand. Why are you in paint? This isn't a paint product. This is a concrete product. You got to talk to Sue. I said, okay, who's Sue? He goes, don't worry. He picks up the phone, dials the phone. He says, okay, we're going to see Sue.
So he takes you from the lunchroom.
From this meeting area where they have food set up. He takes me to meet Sue. So right then and there, I bust out my laptop and on the spot, I got to give Sue the rundown on Basecrete. Sue says, hold on, you got to see Chad. So Susie goes and says, okay.
So she takes you to Chad.
So then Chad's available. I go into Chad. So I do the spiel for Chad, and Chad says, listen, since they put you in the paint category, just follow that through. But if that doesn't go, I'm going to find you, and we're going to bring you into building materials.
So you kind of had a golden parachute almost.
Almost. Were you raising your hand to ask a question?
I was going to say, so you've been doing this for how long now?
So I'm the master distributor of the product for New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. This is my 4th year.
4th year.
Well, let's hear what happened with this, though. Let's hear the rest of the...
Okay.
So anyway, Chad says, go back, go through the the regular course of business.
Like everybody else is doing.
Yeah, like everyone else is doing. And then we'll see at the end how things end up. And on the back channel, we're going to talk to them. So I went through my first presentation. They cut me short. They said, you're through to the next one. I go to the next presentation. And the guy says to me, he goes, you just blew up my day because I already had picked who I was going to move to the next round. And now you're moving to the next round. So I don't know who I displaced, but I went.
Somebody made a call and said, this guy's moving along.
Right. So I went through to the next round. And it goes blue, silver, gold, platinum. They give you these placards to wear.
Right.
So,
which was the best? Platinum.
Yeah. So the final round, they take the finalists up to the top floor of the corporate headquarters. Mm-hmm. You're waiting in the executive waiting area, all snacks and couches and whatever.
A lot of food.
Yes. And you go in. So the conference room is a huge horseshoe conference room. It's elevated, and you're down here. So they're in a horseshoe around you like this. You got a screen behind you. You have 5 minutes. So I had 5 minutes to pitch them the product.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, out of 6,000 down to 300, I ended up being one of 8 winners nationwide for the Into the Blue last year.
So now this product, Basecrete,
yes,
is available at Lowe's.
Right. So now as the part of that win with Lowe's, that got me into 300 and plus stores. It's in every store in the New York City area. Mm-hmm. And then once you get out to Jersey, Connecticut, it's not in every store, but it's in most stores from Baltimore to Canada to Toledo.
And is that an industrial pack, or is it
So before Lowe's, I was dealing with predominantly commercial, large scale. So the product came as a 5-gallon of liquid and 3 50-pound bags of compound.
Right.
For Lowe's, we downsized it and made it an all-in-one do-it-yourself kit, where in the store at Lowe's, it's a single bucket that inside the bucket has 1 gallon of liquid, 30 pounds of the cement mix, and it comes also with 10 linear feet of fiberglass mesh. So then you take those out and you mix right inside that bucket.
How many feet can I...
So the bucket at Lowe's will get you roughly 50 square feet of coverage, and the required thickness to be waterproof is 1/8 of an inch. So at 1/8 of an inch, you've got about 50 square feet of coverage. Mm-hmm. And the larger product, which is the 5-gallon pail and the 3 50-pound bags, is roughly 250 square feet of coverage at 1/8.
So since you've gotten into Lowe's, mm-hmm, right, what have you seen change for your business?
So just getting into Lowe's is step one. Actually getting through the onboarding process, it took a year from June of 23 to June of 24 mm-hmm, to get through the full onboarding process for the product to hit the shelves. And listen, I think this is for every large company that I've dealt with in 20, almost 30 years in all kinds of businesses. there's sometimes miscommunication from store level to corporate. One arm doesn't know what the other arm is doing. So the product got into the stores in June. But unfortunately, in most stores, it came into the stores. The stores didn't know what it was, where it goes, what it's for, how to use it, how to sell it. So they put it in top stock, which is when you go into the store, the big metal racks up in the sky.
No one looks there.
Right.
It's back stock.
Yeah. So it's taking me, and this takes me back. I'm going to bring up the wife again, against Randy's
How wonderful
wishes.
the wife is.
Here we go.
So it's taking me out on the road, and I'm literally going Lowe's to Lowe's to Lowe's to Lowe's, educating, especially the pro desks and anyone else that I could get together in a group. To really teach them about the product and what it is and how to use it and how easy it is to use.
And is it working? Is it getting?
It is
product
absolutely working, but it's tiring. Next week,
you want to.
Next week, I'm staying at 4 different hotels over 5 days. So my wife is flying solo the entire week.
Well, she's a wonderful woman, so it doesn't matter.
Yes, she is a wonderful woman.
You have to surround yourself with people that have that are in it like you are, so you can have that. I say giveaway to have trust to have.
Yeah, and listen, it's being noticed on the other side. I'm being invited by Lowe's stores, by Lowe's district people, by Lowe's regional people to events. It's almost like they're fighting over me as a vendor to come. To come to one of their events,
you got a great product. You're a great ambassador for the product. It's a great story when you look at the Into the Blue. Unfortunately, and we could talk, for another hour. I don't know that everybody would listen, but we could talk for another hour. But we're running out of time. So, how does somebody reach you if they want to distribute the product on the commercial side? If they want to use the product on the residential side, how do we get a hold of you?
So 516-457-7522. Dangerous. That's my cell phone. I'm giving that out in the airways.
There you go.
No drunk text, please.
Right. Yeah, no drunk text or sober text for that matter.
You'd rather have a drunk one.
My website is concreterepairandwaterproofing.com. Very catchy.
I love it. Yeah,
right?
it's really catchy.
Yeah.
Right.
Now we generally like to ask, so if you could say, generalize your experience here on B2B in just one word, what would you say?
Cool.
Ooh. We are so cool.
I like
this is
it.
like the cool kids section.
Hey,
all
you're
right,
leaving me hanging.
Listen, I know you guys are short on time, but I think you do want to hear the Shaggy story.
Yeah, real quick, we do.
So, in a past life, I was Shaggy's business manager. We've remained very, very close friends. My name in my past life was the Jamaican.
Jamaican. Yeah, I love it. So you toured with him and everything?
I've been, I wouldn't toured, I think is a little bit of an overstatement, but I've been on the road with him, been to shows with him, been to, if I go see his shows backstage, like I invited you, but you couldn't make it to Hofstra.
Hey, wait, where's my invitation?
Well, we didn't know you then. He didn't say, I knew you. I didn't invite you. But it's not for me to invite you.
There you go.
But you're still, so you guys are still tight and everything.
I just saw him at Hofstra a couple of weeks ago.
Would he be interested in doing a commercial for Egress?
I'll talk to him about it.
All right, we'll see. We'll catch up on that. Anyway, thank you so much, because they're just going to cut us off, and we'll meet with you again for sure.
Guys,
thanks for tuning in.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're going to lose probably 10.
Thank you for tuning in to B2B with Randy and Craig. Looking forward to hanging with you next week.